Next, I'll be discussing briefly some of the specifications of the instrument, the GX 2003. If you look at page 9 of the manual, which accompanies the instrument, it allows you to look at a glimpse what the alarm settings are for each and every sensor that's in the instrument. And I'll go through those briefly, but if you look at the page that I identified, it will go through some of the specifications of the alarm levels, the ranges of the sensors, the gas of interest, how it functions in range of temperature, and obviously as well the power supply, which I mentioned in one of the earlier clips. The combustible sensor has 2 alarm levels. The first alarm is at 10% LEL, and the second alarm is at 50% LEL. The oxygen sensor, which 20.9 is considered normal. There's an alarm for low oxygen at 19.5, and there's also an alarm for high oxygen, which is a flammability concern at 23.5. There's also alarms for hydrogen sulfide. Hydrogen sulfide is alarming at 10 ppm on the low end, 30 ppm on the high end. There's also an alarm for time-weighted average and also for short-term exposure limit at 10 ppm and 15 ppm. There's also alarms that are set up for carbon monoxide. The first alarm is at 25 ppm. The high alarm is set for 50 ppm. The time-weighted average is at 25 ppm, and the short-term exposure limit, which is identified as STEL, is at 200 ppm. There's also alarms for faults. If the sensors do fault, it will alarm to you. If there's a there's also an alarm that's set up for low battery. At 10% of operating life, the unit will alarm to you to indicate that you need to finish up what you're doing and to back out of the environment that you're in. The unit is Class 1 Div 1. It's intrinsically safe. Next, we'll discuss the ability of the GX 2003 to monitor what the manufacturer refers to as the leak check mode. It's the ability of the instrument to monitor in low concentrations of hydrocarbons with a range of 0 to 5,000 ppm. On page 52 of the manual will indicate how to get into that mode. It's actually a menu that you're required to go into to change a display from a 4-gas monitor to a hydrocarbon monitor, again, in range of 0 to 5,000 ppm.